Hello, Marky Dragon, also known as Marcus Eikenberry in real life, and I got a complaint about Sony Online Entertainment. But first, let me remind you, if you're a subscriber, subscribe and you can win this sword. It's the real Frostmourne sword. So, and how about this? Does this show up on camera? Oh, come on, come on. Get in focus there. Get in focus. Get in focus. Okay, get in focus. There we go. Look at that. You know what that is? That is a Diablo 3 trial key. So, give it a shot. First one to register it gets it. So, okay, here's what I got a complaint about. You see this back here? Bullet run? Well, I think Sony needs to get a clue. Now, I'm a fan of some Sony games and stuff, and so don't take this personally if it's you watching, Mr. Sony. But, okay, here's my complaint. I get this email, unsolicited. I have not asked to join any betas, and normally every beta I show up, that I ask to join, then I get some sort of email. I'm expecting it. Well, this I did not ask to join. You want to email me? I'm okay with that. I actually like that, but here's the issue. Since I wasn't expecting it, I was a little suspicious. And so I went and looked at some things on it. And, one is, it's a game I've never heard of before. Doesn't mean anything, but it's a game I've never heard of before. And then it comes from info@e-sonyonline.com. And I thought to myself, why doesn't it come from the SOE.com like normal? We got the other links down here, launch.soe.com stuff. And so, I looked at that. That made me suspicious. And then, so I went straight down to this link right here where it's an executable. It's a .exe that they want you to download. And, which is another type, an easy delivery method for viruses. Again, I'm suspicious. I hover over the link. This link says launch.soe.com/installer /BR beta setup. Except when you hover over it, it has a completely different URL that it resolves to. It doesn't go to this one. It goes to one of these e-sonyonline.com email, domain addresses. And so I'm thinking, wow, this is a really good fish. And so I look at this even more, and so one of the things you can do in Gmail is you can click on your little down arrow up here and you can go to Show Original, and it will show you the email servers that sent the message. The email server that sent the message is e-sonyonline. It's not a real Sony domain. So, okay, I went to domaintools.com where I put in e-sonyonline.com, and it comes up with a Catherine Needham that owns it. She's in Portland, Oregon. I happen to know a lot about Portland, Oregon. I happen to know that the building that that the address is there's lawyers and marketers in there. And so I take a look at this and I'm going, this person's been hacked. Is exactly what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, the domain must be, they must have gotten a stolen credit card or something like that, and that's one of the things that phishers do, is they'll steal a credit card, they'll sign up a domain, and then they'll send out stuff from that domain. And so, anyway, I look at all this, and then I say, okay, well, I look at the phone number on the domain, because I'm calling, because I think that this is just one of the best fish I've ever seen, because there's just so much work into it and everything, and there's so many details that are right, but there's all this stuff that's so wrong. And so I call the number, and it answers with an answering system called YesMail. And so anyway, what I should have realized is that YesMail is actually a marketing firm and email marketing. But what I want to say here is that when I went searching for the domain e-sonyonline, here's the issue. It doesn't say it's owned by them. And so, why should we trust it? If it said it was owned by Sony, and it had all the legit information there, I would have totally trusted it right off the beginning. right after that. But instead, it's some address in Portland, Oregon. Sony doesn't have offices in Portland, Oregon, at least not for the games. And you know, so the advertising agency there, you know, there are some kick-ass advertising agencies in Portland, Oregon, and multiple, you know, like Wyden and Kennedy, you know, so many awards for these guys for such innovative stuff. But I'm getting off track here. So I, at this point, look at this and I say to myself, I don't care whether it's legit or not. There's just too many red flags. And so I did a search for the domain. And actually I did just the name, e-sonyonline and no.com. And what I found is a whole bunch of forum threads over the last couple of months of people posting in the official Sony forums my exact same concern. And so, you know, so maybe this is a message to the yes mail people. And Catherine, since your name's on it. You know, anyway, let me go back. Let me quit jumping around here. There was official response from the EverQuest 2 community manager saying that yes, it is an official Sony site. Okay, so now we have that resolved. We can trust it. But, Miss Catherine, you should somehow address this issue in your emails that you're sending out. All of these people that have got all these red flags by this, we are all trained in the video game markets to be highly sensitive to phishing emails. We get them all the time. You know, just all of you think about how many World of Warcraft phishing emails you've gotten over the years. I mean, we have all learned that you don't trust an email by looking at it. And when you hover the links and they go someplace else, red flag. When you see something here that's e-sonyonline and you go look up the domain and it doesn't say it's owned by Sony, red flag. You know, it should be that instead of having your name there, Catherine, you should include the business name, and the business name should say marketing for SOE Entertainment, Sony Online Entertainment, something like that, so that the people have a clue whenever they see this. You will up your conversions. I know a lot about marketing. Now let me school you. I'm sure you could teach me a thing or two, but in this realm, I know what I'm doing. And I know you will get higher conversions if you increase the trust. And you'll get a higher percentage of people clicking through and doing the desired action. Sony, your client, will be much happier with you when they get more results for the same price, when you do a better job. So, that is my suggestion. You need to somehow address this issue on your emails that you're sending out. And one is, don't make links that go someplace else other than where it says right here. If you want to hide its location of where it's going, then put in there that, you know, click here to install or whatever. You know, it's better than this is a lie. You know, when it says click here to install, we expect that it's going to be something that installs there. But when it says this address right here and then it goes someplace else, that's a lie. That's a huge red flag. And, you know, the whole domain thing, I mean, you know, maybe this email should be saying that it is from Sony's marketing. To learn more about our marketing, click on BAM, and you have a link that does go to Sony, that does say that yes mail, that e-sonyonline, these domains, they are legitimate functions of the business. And then, you know, if I were able to see that right off the bat, I would trust that. And if the link went right straight to Sony instead of something else, I would have trusted that. I would have been willing to click on that one. So this is all of us out here who play these online games, who are the victims of hacking so many times, and we're just so jaded from it that we're not going to trust this. And, you know, I know not everybody is as savvy as I am, but when I did a search for just the e-sonyonline, I found all kinds of people posting about it and having questions about it because it was red flags for all of them. And so, well, you know, not everyone who's a gamer would know any different. There would be a lot of people who go, oh, I'm in a beta, woohoo, and click on it. But there is a certain percentage that won't. And I'm one of those percentage. Now, I don't know what the percentage is, but I would say that it wouldn't be unreasonable to say 10%. And so, are these changes worth a 10% increase in conversions? I think so. Anyway, that's my 2 cents. I'm Marky Dragon. Take care.